Good evening. It's April the 7th, 2020, around 6:38 p.m., and I'm at the lovely home of my mother, Evelyn Johnson Minton, in Ridgefields. It's a subdivision in Kingsport, Tennessee. And Mom, thank you so much for being here to talk with me this evening. How are you?
I'm great.
Well, good. You've had a great day?
Yes, I have. I've had a good day.
I've caught you at a great time because you just had dinner.
Yes, I did. I enjoyed my dinner, and I'm ready to talk to you.
Okay, great. I did the same thing. I had dinner before I came over. Anyway, what I wanted to ask you today is, can you tell me what your favorite animal is and why?
My favorite animal is birds.
What makes you love birds the best?
Because I think they're pretty, and I like to watch them eat their food, and then they take their bath, and they play, and they're just really, it just amazed me to just sit and watch them.
And they sing really well, and they don't seem to have a care in the world.
No, they just seem like they just happy-go-lucky, and you can hear them chirping, singing, and that just makes me happy.
You know, birds don't seem to worry at all. Now, tell me did you have any animals growing up?
Well, my mother, she loved birds. And I would go out, when I was small, I would go out in the yard with her and feed them. And after that, they'd take their bath and just chirping. And I'd look at them and see how pretty they was. And after that, I always loved birds. And I started buying the birds. And people, when I had a birthday or anything like that, they would bring me all kinds of little pretty birds.
Like bird feeders and
yes.
Just like statues of birds?
Yes, statues. And I'd put them in the window and just put them everywhere in my house. And I just like to look at them. And when I buy a calendar or anything, I always like to have birds on it.
Oh, okay. That's great. You know, at our old office, you fed the birds every morning.
Yes, I did. I fed them each morning when I came in, and they had a bird bath out there, and they'd be, sometimes 100 would come there. And they'd come every morning, and I'd sit in the window and watch them. And one day, there was a little bird out there flopping, and it couldn't walk or anything, so I told Billy that we had to do something about it, so we got Michael to take it to the hospital to see if they could fix its wing or whatever was wrong with it.
I remember that. They took it to the vet.
Mm-hmm, that's where they took it.
And they got it well.
Yes, and it flew away.
Oh. You know, there's two things. Let's talk about this one first. Do you remember me having a parakeet?
Yes, I do. And didn't you give it to my mother?
Well, no, I ended up getting her one, but mine was one of those green parakeets, and when I first caught it, I named it Patrick, but then later I think I found out it was girls, so I started calling it Patty.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
But she was really pretty.
Oh, yes, she's beautiful.
And, you know, she loved music, and she loved mirrors, and she loved those bird sticks I'd buy her.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I remember that. And my mother had a beautiful bird.
It was white.
Yeah. And when you'd go in her house, it'd say, "Hello, I'm pretty." A pretty bird, you know, and it would talk up a storm to you.
You remember she named it JJ.
Yeah, JJ's what she named it.
And that bird loved her music, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, she'd get her banjo out and start playing, and it'd just chirp and dance around in its cage. I thought it was so cute.
She was a great banjo player, and that bird loved her music.
Yes. Yeah, and I loved her too. I loved to hear her play.
So you think maybe your love for birds came from being outside with your mother when you were small?
I'm sure it was, yeah, because I went out there every day with her.
Now, she had a garden when I was small growing up. Did she also have one when you were small?
Yes, she had a garden and beautiful flowers in the yard, and I'd go with her everywhere she went, and I just followed her around to, you know, try to learn the things that she did. She taught me to cook and do all kinds of things.
No wonder you have such a green thumb from Mama, because she could grow anything.
Yeah, my mother, she was really good at growing flowers or just anything she planted, and her garden was beautiful. And she had all kinds of fruits and everything. We had fruit trees, a pear tree and apple and everything in her yard.
Oh, I remember climbing those apple trees.
Yeah, yeah, you had a really good time climbing those trees.
I remember eating green apples till I had a tummy ache.
Oh yeah, they'll give you the tummy ache.
You know what? You know what she cured my tummy ache with? I'll tell you, homemade chocolate cake.
Oh yeah, that's right.
When I had chocolate cake, I forgot all about the tummy ache.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she made the cakes and pies and stuff like that, and every time she'd bake a cake, I was right there watching her, trying to, and she doesn't use the recipe.
What were some of your favorite vegetables that she grew in the garden?
I loved her green beans and potatoes and corn on the cob. Well, there wasn't hardly anything that I didn't like.
I agree with that. She did have a wonderful garden.
Oh, yes, she did. Every year. We didn't have to buy many groceries because she grew about everything we ate.
Well, what about your dad? Did he like birds, or what kind of animals did he like?
He liked cats.
Really?
Yes, he did. He had a cat. One cat was black, and he called it Blackie. And he had another cat was gray. And I forget what he called it, something else, but I remember that Blackie. And them cats loved him better than anything. And he loved them, and he'd feed them, and they'd climb on top of his shoulder and just sit there, and they just loved him.
You weren't really fond of cats, were you?
No. Or dogs either.
You are now?
Yeah, I am now, but I didn't used to because...
You're fond of dogs?
Yeah, I love dogs now since I got used to being around them.
I know you like my puppies.
Oh, I love those little Yorkies. Yes, I do.
Blue Ridge, Paige, and Fox. Now, Paige, she's a little 5-pound stinker.
Oh, yes, she is. She's cute. She's so cute.
And she likes it when you give her little special cookies that you buy from the vet.
Yeah, she loves them. She'll come and climb up on my lap and want her cookies.
That is so sweet. Boy, I tell you, when this COVID-19 virus calms down, we can all get back to normal.
I hope so. I hope we do, because I miss being outside, and I miss going to the office, and it's just, I'm not used to staying at home.
Well, I'm really glad, though, you're staying at home and staying safe.
Yeah, I stay at home. I haven't been out since it started.
Well, at least I have brought you some really good meals, some good soup, and I made you some homemade sugar cookies tonight.
Oh, yeah, Jessie told me you did.
And I brought you some chicken soup.
Oh, yeah, I just ate a bowl, and I ate a sandwich with it, and it was real good.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, is there anything that you want to add about birds before we close up on our interview?
No, I think I've about covered all of them, except I just like to go out and look at them and sit and watch them, how they do and how they fly and all that.
Do you have any specific birds you like the most, or you love them all?
I just love all birds. I haven't seen one yet that I didn't like.
They're so different, aren't they?
They're different. All of them's different. Those red birds, and we have a lot of different colors.
And blue jays.
Yeah.
Hummingbirds.
Yeah. I have all kinds of different birds.
Well, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me this evening.
Well, you're welcome, and I enjoy talking to you.
Okay, well, I look forward to our next interview, and I hope you have a good evening, and like to thank everyone for listening.
Well, I hope you have a good evening, and I'll see you soon. And okay. I love you.
Love you. God bless.
God bless you.
Okay, bye for now.